Hello. No.
Are we not
What?
live?
An
Hey!
error occurred?
No, we're
Wait,
live now. We're live
we
now.
are?
Yeah,
Oh,
no, that
okay.
was weird. It did a weird
That was
thing.
weird. What happened? I don't know.
What?
Hey, it's a thing. Hey, Fightful Faithful, it's Tuesday. So hi. And this is usually where Kate breaks in and does the rest of the stuff.
It is where I break in, Alex, and I do the rest of the intro. This is your Sour Grabs post show for NXT on August 1st already. Holy cow. Get in your super chats, get in your humper chats at humperchats.com. Why? Why humperchats.com, you ask? Well, because we get to keep more of the money that you donate. Your hard-earned dollars that you give to us, we get to keep a bigger percentage of it. So please go ahead and do that. But also, I have so many things to ask of you. One of them includes subscribing to this YouTube channel right here, because we are inching ever closer to 100,000 YouTube subscribers, and leaving a thumbs up on this video because it helps people find us in the algorithms. And after you've done all of those things, head on over to FightfulSelect.com, would you? Subscribe over there. There were notes about the CM Punk held talent meeting for the Colliders. I'm a Collider, Alex. Are you a Collider?
I'm a kaboomer.
You're a kaboomer? Honestly, I'm a kaboomer and a Collider.
Yeah. It was mostly when I collide with things, I go kaboom because I'm very large. When I fall down, it makes a big noise.
Store tracks. It makes sense. But there's all sorts of fantastic news breaking at FightfulSelect.com. Stories about potential Wembley ideas that have been pitched. Whether you like them or not, your mileage may vary. I know it was Alex's favorite thing he's ever heard. But plenty more going into Wembley. I'm sure we've got SummerSlam coming up. And hey, if you subscribe to FightfulSelect.com and you like what you see tonight, you got Alex and I behind the paywall doing our post show there for SummerSlam. And I got to tell you, it's a hootin' and hollering of a good time. We have fun behind the paywall. It gets even weirder than here somehow. Yeah. I think it's like the core. It's like the nucleus of the SDS.
We talked about banana flavored candy for about 25 minutes, I think.
We really did.
About
was
10
really
days ago.
bad that day. And we really just needed to talk about candy instead of raw.
Yep, it's true. Yep.
Hey, you know where you can purchase candy, Alex?
Yeah.
Party City, of all places.
It's true. Also masks.
Also masks, which is evidently where the NXT props department goes.
Yes.
I don't even want to talk about that segment. Because it hurts my heart.
But we gotta.
Oh, we have to.
We gotta. But also we have to get to it because we're 4 minutes in and we're running so long that we're like Luis is making like triple overtime like pay.
Yeah.
So we need to bring it down. So here's what we're going to do from now on, because this also becomes a problem for us near the end of the shows every Tuesday. We love you guys and we love doing the jukebox. But when we start talking about the main event, that's last call for jukebox.
Yeah, we're going to have to rein you guys
When we start talking about that's last call for jukebox, so we don't get like things trickling in and like, okay, hey, can you sing the entirety of this ridiculous song? No, I can't.
Alex, could you imagine if I had more than one impression, how much trouble we would be in with how long the show would run?
Oh, it would be so long.
Thank God I only have one.
So long. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, believe me, I want Luis to get paid.
Oh, yeah. No.
That's above my pay grade. I don't make those decisions.
We don't want to be lost leaders, just like overall. So we want to be.
Yeah.
We want to be doing it right. Plus, some might argue that 2 hours of a review show for a 2-hour program.
For a show you could honestly talk about for about 20 minutes and be done with.
Yeah. But that's not just what we do. Yeah. We've got puns. We've got songs.
It's true. Also, puns this week because I got my awesome shirt that has all my favorite 80s and 90s cartoons all over it. Can we do cartoon puns? Like your favorite cartoons? And can we do that?
I feel like, did we do that already or no?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
I remember it. Cartoon puns. Can we do cartoon puns?
It is. Sure.
Cartoon puns. Sounds good.
This whole show felt like Looney Tunes, so let's do it.
It did. It did. So so the Great American Bash was Sunday. We
Mhm.
covered that.
We did.
We covered that. But um, do you were you watch? You took the night off, and believe me, it was a wise decision. Last night for the Raw thing. But were you watching it? Did you happen to notice how they ran? I don't know, at least 4 or 5 times a promo for tonight's NXT on last night's Raw, saying it's Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton's gonna be there doing what? You'll have to tune in to find out. And what she was doing was a TikTok. Like it was like
Alex, you're not gonna believe this. When I take a night off, I don't watch Raw on purpose.
Yeah,
So
no,
I did not catch that.
No, it's possible.
But she didn't show up on the show for such a heavily promoted.
And I'm honestly totally fine with her not showing up on the show. But not after like they were just bombarding Raw with Tiffany tomorrow night, Tiffany, and I was like, that was weird.
Why would they do that to me?
I don't know.
It's rude.
So weird. These are some really good ones coming in, by the way. I mean, true infamous. This is hard. This is gonna be hard to beat. Yosemite Sami Zayn is going to be hard to beat. I'm telling you, it's great. I see there's some really good ones in here. Powerpuff Girls. I mean, there's really, really good ones in there. And I can't wait to read all of them. You guys are amazing. So, the show, of course, on the Tuesday after a pay-per-view, a play, starts with a 6-minute highlight package of the thing that you watched on Sunday. So yeah,
2 days ago. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So after that, there was a hold on here. There was there's a Gallus and Tony D'Angelo family brawl, and this of course leads to Tony D and Stacks being checked out in the training room and saying, I don't care if it's 3-on-2. We got to take those guys tonight. We want them tonight. Hey, you trainer, get your hands off of him. He's cleared. I'm cleared. We're fine. Although, actually, we should probably get a third guy. You want to call him or should I? Let's call him. We'll call him. It'll be fine. So that's the lead up to our main event of the evening. Which
main event tag team champion Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's good. Main events. It's important. It's important to do that. We got the intro super chats and humper chats. I forgot to do these.
Oh my gosh, get it together.
I know. It's so I'm so flustered. Paul Elizabeth, Papa Paul, says, greetings to the best part of my Tuesday. Team Kalex, Mr. Pringle, Supermod Luis, Sisters Council, Beard, Alpha B, Hair Normus, and the entire SGS. JW Pringle says, Alex and Kate, the PB and J of Fightful. Which one are you? Are you PB or are you J?
I don't know.
I feel like I'm the PB.
I feel like I'm having an identity crisis because I don't know the answer to that question. There's something psychological there.
Yeah,
I feel like I would be jelly.
Yeah. I feel like the thing is that you can have a peanut butter sandwich. It's kind of bland, but it's thick. It's got some heft to it. But really the good stuff happens when you add the jelly.
Oh,
and that's
so sweet of you. I was gonna say that. Like, I feel like jellies and jams are just like a mash of a whole bunch of things, and that's kind of what you get with me. So
it's true. It's true. So PB&J of Fightful, Papa Paul Elizabeth, the whole enchilada, Sisters of Cheese Sticks, because it says chest sticks. Sisters of Cheese Sticks, Jam Man, Jake Sour Patch R, Jake Sour Patch Czar. There you go. Luis, And all the SGS, I'm a Kersplasher, like Two Dames was. R.I.P. You're not
Oh,
a kaboomer, you're a
you're
Kersplasher.
a curse flasher. Can you imagine if my dad started off with like, it's the best part of my Tuesday, and he went like in reverse, and me and you
Yes.
were at the end, like his own daughter
It's very true.
came like second to Luis and JW
Yes.
Pringle in the season.
Yes, I can imagine that as well. Tom LaValle says, Alex, I'm with you. When I collide with things definitely kaboom. And as a total aside, I stand with SAG-AFTRA and the WGF. F. Stephen Amell. Yes. Isn't that funny? Guy just does a show about wrestling and immediately he's anti-union. Like, oh, come on, and just like he's getting all the rubbing off on the wrong
Next
way.
thing you know, he's gonna be like, "That doesn't work for me, brother."
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Everybody's getting paid in hot dogs and handshakes. It's gonna be terrible.
Orion Ben says, live from Tahiti. It's the SGS, or is it Bermuda?
I can't.
I know. That's bad.
It hurt my soul.
The opening contest is Lyra Valkyria proving something to Rhea Ripley by defeating Jayne. Jayne starts the whole thing off by yelling at Vic Joseph for some reason. Like, I don't know what that accomplishes, but yeah.
Well, it's developmental, and you look at what Bailey does, and you got to start
I guess
somewhere,
that's true,
right?
Yeah.
Like it's.
Yep.
My whole thing with Vic Joseph is that guy has it hard enough on the commentary desk with Booker T. Like,
yep.
Let's let it be.
Yeah. So good thing. She's still using it, but it's no longer her finisher.
Yeah.
And I would say that she can still use it if she likes, but now it's being used as a finisher by another woman on the roster and being done 100 times better. So I would just say just retire it entirely, because I kind of like the idea of the bird lady flying to end the match.
Aww.
I mean, it's a good idea. She flies and she swoops down on her prey. That's good. You know, she ends the match with a splash from the top rope. She defeats Jayne. Lyra Valkyria gets a victory. So
this was good. Lyra Valkyria is great, and you were right about her finisher. There is something interesting. I don't think she needs feathers, but like there's something very interesting with her going on. I don't know if this stuff with Rhea Ripley is going to continue. Wouldn't be mad if it did, but it's interesting. Like they've actually built out a good cross promotional within WWE, but like a main roster NXT crossover story that kind of has some intrigue to it. Now, the bummer piece of it is that Rhea Ripley, until yesterday, has been doing nothing as the women's champion on the main roster, save fighting Natalya.
She still isn't almost like it. There, she's not like.
Did they not set up her and Raquel?
No, and not eventually when Raquel is cleared. So they're not doing
anything at SummerSlam.
No. She's
they pulled Becky and Trish off the card?
Yeah, no. It went from a presumed 4 women's matches to now 2 women's matches. Rhea's not defending, and Becky and Trish got yanked off the card, and they're going to do that in Winnipeg, Manitoba. It's too big of a match for SummerSlam. You see, we got to hold off and do it at a random Raw in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
God grant me the serenity. Rhea Ripley's title reign has been again awful. Not because of her. Every time she's in the ring, it's holy crap. How can she do this? Yeah. She's unbelievable. She's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world.
Yeah. Yep.
What on earth?
Yeah, I don't know. It is weird. I see the thing is like, well, maybe she's still hurt. She's hurt like some weeks, but other weeks they give her a full-on match against Lyra Valkyria in NXT.
On NXT, yeah, like
I don't know.
And working house shows, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But anyway, sorry. This match was really strong. Jayne plays to her strengths. She does a good job, but like Lyra, I feel like from an in-ring perspective is a standout, and that just stylistically, she's offering something a little different than a lot of the women in NXT right now, and it's great. I really hope we get to see like her and Blair Davenport in a feud at some point. I think it could be great.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So then backstage, we see Carmelo Hayes and Trick go their separate ways. I mean, they're not breaking up, and this is good. Thank God. I mean, I guess they're not doing that. Although, like, of all of the pairings that I think would be ripe for a breakup, like Trick and Mello not seeing eye to eye about how to handle the championship reign, I feel like is very easy to get to that point with. Actually, I think a good overall. I think both guys would benefit from it, but all in all, I do like friendships continuing, even if you're not like
Aw.
next to each other. I do like that. That's nice, because that never happens in WWE.
Correct.
So maybe there is a potential for an Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford split after eventually they leave Bobby Lashley and Hurt Business Part 2. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying this is decent. But Trick's like, I don't want to be a sidekick, and Mello's like, I don't see you as one. And they say, and Trick's like, yeah, but they do. And it's true. We do see you as a sidekick. But I like that he's trying to strike out on his own. I think Stig gets a bad start to the striking out on your own is striking out against Ilya Dragunov, because I feel like I don't know how you, because he basically says it's not done between me and Ilya Dragunov. I got to prove something to him, and I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, pal.
Who threatens murder at the end of the show?
Yes, he does.
Oh my God.
He does.
Ilya Dragunov for wrestling president.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
He's so good. It kind of has to, right? Because that's where the story is. And I do like that, even though we weren't the biggest fans, and you especially weren't the biggest fans of the booking of the main event, it's at least getting paid off. So that's good. Like, Ilya Dragunov stared right into the camera and said, "You're the reason I'm not NXT champion right now." That's great. Like, at least they paid that piece off. Can Trick hang with Ilya Dragunov is going to be a heck of a test. But maybe he gets kind of like squashed or his ass handed to him, and he's like, whoa, like, I'm not where I thought I was without Carmelo. And then it is a buildup that could be really cool. I like the idea of them going separate ways. I always felt like that was the biggest success of the New Day, was it was like they could do their own things while remaining a unit. I'm also intrigued to see if that's the case. Like, does Carmelo show up for Trick to prove like, hey, you're not a sidekick and we're still friends, and the continuation that way? There's a few possibilities that they could go, and I, like an idiot, was optimistic in the beginning of the show because I thought the women's match was pretty good, and I liked this angle, and I did not think the Creeds were going to be on a fake beach later.
I mean, how could you not have seen that coming? So then, we get Wesley, who's just pissed as hell about everything happening.
Must be hard to put on such an acting front with that. I'm sure none of that's authentic at all.
No, it must be really hard to play so against what you're actually feeling.
Yeah.
You know, anger at having been booked to lose your title to somebody who can't wrestle. That must suck. But obviously he's not angry about it. He's super happy. But anyway, he pretends to be angry, and so he runs afoul of Carmelo. He's like, you're on top of the world. I've lost 3 weeks in a row. You don't know what it's like to be me, so get off of my case or whatever. And then Noam Dar and the Metaphor come in to talk trash, and there's a brawl. And wouldn't you know it, a tag match gets set up for later in the evening.
I'm so mad at how well that worked. and no business. It's so lazy. They do it all the time, and I was like, Wesley and Carmelo. Yeah, please. So, and I also thought, we'll talk about it later, but there was just kind of like this mini victory lap that the Metaphor took, and I thought Lash Legend did a great job pointing out that it was the current world champion and one of the most successful NXT North America champions. It was such a lazy route that they always take, but I was like, oh, it's gonna be so good, and it was.
Yeah. Yeah. Noam Dar is makes all of this stuff so much better. We'll talk about the match when we get to it, but I wanted to include that here because it also took place in the same locker room where Carmelo's just hanging out. You know, he doesn't have like anything scheduled for tonight. You understand? He just showed up to work with his title. He just hangs out in the locker room, you know, just most of the day. Trick came in to say, hey, I'm going to go do my own thing, but we're still good, fam. And then he was hanging out there later for Wesley to come in and be all pissy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dominic Mysterio had to be out there with Rhea Ripley because, of course, they did. They have to ruin my life 3 times a week. And they just talked about how they won and everything, blah, blah, blah. And then Dragon Lee came out. Dragon Lee, listen, I don't know if it was intentional. I hope it was because it was very funny to me. I forget what the first thing he said that didn't actually make sense in English, but because he wasn't using the proper like tense of the verb or something. He did say though, he did something that like instead of something was in, it was on, and that made it funnier. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like I thought it was fine, and I don't mind it. He's speaking in a second language.
It would be almost like if you tried to say Duke Hudson here and you said Duck Hudson.
Yep.
You know, and it just led to like hundreds of puns.
He says, how dare you, the best luchador of all the time.
Of all the time, that's right.
Of all of the time is your father, Rey Mysterio. He kept repeating it. So I love the idea. Let's just do the whole thing. So instead of instead of the goat, it's the goat. It's like of all the time. Like of all the time, greatest
it's
of all
true.
the time.
Rey Mysterio might be the greatest luchador of all of the time.
He's all of the time. But he says, how about this? How about you put your North American title on the line against me next week? And Rhea's like, yeah, but I'll be there because she doesn't go anywhere without his mommy or some crap. He's like, that's okay, because I won't be alone either. I've got somebody in my corner. And pre-recorded message from Rey Mysterio. It'd be very funny if he had, hey Rey, could you please be in my corner? Could you like record a little video that I'll put on the Titantron? And Ray's like, sure. And he records it and emails it to him, and he gives it to the truck. And he goes out there and says, all right, you and me next week for your title. Dominic goes, no, and leaves. Like he had to plan this whole thing out, but it required Dominic to say yes in that moment that I will grant you your title match. I can't tell if this development of having Rey Mysterio in the corner of Dragon Lee makes it more or less likely that he beats Dominic next week. I can't tell.
I said on Sunday, and I stand by it. I would love Dragon Lee to be North American champion. What they did to the story they were building out and continue to do to both Tyler Bate and Mustafa Ali, it's very hard for me to care because they just derailed the creative for this terrible wrestler.
Yeah.
And now that story just didn't do anything. Like now Tyler Bate's doing something else.
Yeah.
Mustafa Ali's coming back for it. We'll talk about that later. But like, I'd much rather it be Dragon Lee than him. But at the same time, I'm like, okay. Now,
I mean, listen, obviously.
Now what for my 2 favorite wrestlers in NXT? Right. You know what I mean? Like now what for them? Because
obviously they're moving Wesley on to be the next challenger for Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
They're showing a little bit more heelish tendencies for Wesley. I do not love guy riding a losing streak who lost his mid-card title is now the top contender to the top title on the brand. I've never liked it. I don't get it. It doesn't speak well for all of the rest of your guys in the locker room that a dude who's been losing a bunch gets a title shot. But I think that's better for Wes Lee than hanging around Dominic. And I think obviously they have some unfinished business with Mustafa Ali, but Mustafa Ali is pissed that everyone keeps passing him over for what should be his one-on-one title match. So it doesn't matter, honestly, if it's Dominic that he has a one-on-one title match with. Honestly, I think it's better for his story if he has to like everyone keeps getting shots at the North American title, which is rightfully his, and those people who get the shots win the title that was supposed to be his title. And if those guys had shots against him because he was the champion, he sure as hell wouldn't be losing the title to them. Like, these are all inferior guys to me, says Mustafa Ali. And the segment outside in the parking lot they did later, we'll talk about right now, I guess, because we're talking about this whole thing. Axiom walks up to Dominic and says basically the same thing that Dragon Lee did and says, yeah, I know. Didn't you tell me all this before? It's like, no, I'm not Dragon Lee. I'm Axiom. And he's like, you're all the same to me. So Dominic is racist against luchadors. Like, it's
God, and it's so dumb anyway because they have very different lucha masks.
Mm-hmm.
Like an 8-year-old could tell them apart.
Yeah.
Like, I get that that's the point, but if this guy had a single comedic bone in his body, maybe it would work.
Yeah.
But my God, he's bad at this. Like,
yeah.
Hey, didn't you already tell me this all before?
Yeah.
Like, just brutal. Like, even in these short segments. But I'm glad Mustafa Ali came in because he makes everything better.
Mustafa Ali comes in. He's like, Axiom, hold on a second. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt. I got to talk to this guy. And he wants a shot because he wasn't one who got pinned. And Rhea's like, yeah, but you lost anyway. And then they leave while Mustafa's trying to talk to Axiom. Axiom's like, I don't appreciate being disrespected. And Mustafa Ali is like, try being disrespected for 6 years. Man, if they allow him to cut the promos in NXT that he wanted to cut as the leader of Retribution, like, just at one point, like, let him bring up, like, I'm sorry, were you standing at the top of a ladder when a dude who wasn't even in the match runs down and knocks you off the ladder? And everyone's like, yeah, he's the Money in the Bank champion now. I'm sorry, he wasn't in the match. Like, there's a litany of things that he can bring up. And I would love it if he did. I mean, honestly, the whole thing is that when a heel is telling absolute truths, he's not really the heel. And so there's a really cool thing they could do with the tweener Mustafa Ali there. But I also like him saying to Axiom, I'm not trying to disrespect you, I promise. But Axiom kept pushing at it, and that broke him. So I think we're getting Mustafa Ali versus Axiom, almost certainly.
Yeah.
And it will rule. It's going to be awesome. They should actually do the entire match with that weird filter that makes everybody move slow that Axiom uses during his entrance. Just do the whole match like that. That'll be fun.
This was a good point when you were talking about.
You're right. Oh God, I'm so wrong. He's like,
oh, do you disrespect me? This is beyond the pale, Mustafa Ali, that you would come out here and disrespect me in the middle of the NXT parking lot. I can't believe it would be you. I mean, Dominic, I understand, because he's a piece of shit who has no respect for anybody. But you, Mustafa Ali, why would you do that to me?
That's what he said. So,
thank you. That was much better. The thing is, your impressions are always extremely accurate. So I just wanted to make sure.
No, it's true.
It was basically like the people got to see a replay. So, man, Mustafa Ali's so great at everything, but like even in just little things like this, he cuts through stuff with such clarity. It's really truly impressive. And in the most nonsensical worlds in the world of NXT. He's definitely making it work. And I also feel like hopefully next week, like, he should be able to come in and also say, like, Axiom, do you do anything but just hang out and wait for a North American title shot? Because you did it with the multi-man matches and you're doing it here. Like, I don't find something else to do, man. So I think this is going to be good. And that match is going to be an all-timer, I think. That'll just be phenomenal stuff.
Also, Dragon Lee using the word cojones, a word no Mexican uses, irked me. That's what he said. He said, when are you going to take your cojones out of Rhea Ripley, why don't you admit that you have his cojones on your purse, which is definitely not in your purse. That is a different place to put cojones. Is like they are like that. The purse you just showed is like, wow, your cojones are the purse, as opposed to cojones on the purse, like a little charm that's dangling there on the purse. Maybe they've been sewn there in some way.
Do normal people know what a cajon is, or just me and other music people?
I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so like you know the percussive instrument where it's like a box and all four sides of the box sound different?
Sure. Yeah.
That's called a cajon. And that was initially what I thought he had said. And I was very confused about, because they would in NXT have a cajon playing wrestler.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Can we stop with balls and purses? Like, isn't that the Miz and Maurice's whole thing?
I mean, it's literally everybody. Any male wrestler who has a valet or a female wrestler that they are around, the person they are feuding with will insinuate that there are some kind of euphemism for testicles inside a purse. And like, at least with Maurice, I buy that she carries a purse around. I can't imagine Rhea Ripley owning a purse.
No,
like a bag perhaps, but a purse in no way.
No, and I don't even think, for what? Like, nobody's gonna ID that woman. They're gonna be like, you get to do whatever you want. You think she goes into stores and pays for stuff? Absolutely not.
Certainly not.
No way.
No way. Not a chance.
They're just like, here's all the stuff you wanted, ma'am. You're a goddess among women.
Alpha Bill says, so Dom can't tell the difference between luchas? No, apparently he can't, which allows the possibility of Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee wearing similar masks and them doing like a twin magic thing in the match next week.
Okay, like but now I need Rey Mysterio to do Nikki Bella's dance entrance.
You can look, but you can't touch. That'd be good. Alpha Bill getting us started with the puns, saying that Rhea and Butthead.
That is on the notes.
Yep. That's good. That's good though, right?
That's very good.
Hold on. Let me scroll back here and get some of these puns out of the way. We got a lot of them now. This is good. Good. Love you guys. Okay, here we go. Jake Neal said Bugs Bad Bunny versus Daffy Damian Priest. That's good. Tom LaValle says Johnny Gargamel and Candazriel LeRae.
I'll take it.
Little Smurfs villainy there for you. Meet Norma says Looney Toodles. and G.I. Samoa Joe.
Oh, nice. Greatest walkaway spot ever on Collision.
With new walkaway action. Jake Neal says Big Billy, Mandy Rose, and Mr. Grimm. That's good. Chris Pereira says SpongeBob's your uncle. Hold on 1 second. Hey, SpongeBob's your uncle. Good. Jake Neal, Danny Phantom Garcia, and Sam the Dog Guevara.
Very good.
Chris Pereira, hey Arnold Anderson.
But instead of a secret handshake with Gerald, he has his Glock.
That's right. Alpha Bill says Billy and Chuck, Rescue Rangers. Chris Pereira says Rick Rude and Morty Jannetty.
Very good.
Meet enormous Bumblebee Priestley versus Megatron Breakaker. Chi-Town Spurs, Avatar, the last Lexi Nairbender.
Very good.
Orion Ben, Kevin Sullivan's Dungeons and Dragons Lee. That's
Pretty
like
good.
a portmanteau. Like it goes like one on the front and one on the end. I like that.
It was beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. Ricardo says Dexter Loomis's Lab and Danny Phantom Driver. And Chi-Town Spurs says Legend of Korra Jade.
Very good.
Oh, this is from Chi-Town Spurs, near and dear to my heart, of course. Sky Bluey.
Oh,
That's good. All right, that's good. We blew through a bunch of them. Now we'll get back to the thing. Do you know what inauspicious anniversary it is today, Kate? The 1 year anniversary of something that.
The 1 year anniversary?
1 year anniversary of something that led to a lot of terrible things.
I don't know.
This is the 1 year anniversary, as reminded to us by force of will. 1 year anniversary of Rhea choking out Dom with her legs in the build to SummerSlam.
I did
setting this whole shitstorm in motion.
That was sent to me earlier. I forgot about that. Oh, what a terrible time.
Ah, boy. Yes, and Ali versus Axiom is made official during the main for next week.
Yeehaw.
So that's going to be really great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
that. Dijak defeated Eddy Thorpe. This was
Yeah.
fun. Really showed just what an absolute piece of work Dijak is. I don't know. He's great. That dude is every bit as good as he was on the indies before he came to NXT. Like he can do all the things he used to be able to do, and it's great to see him back in NXT where they allow him to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like one of my favorite things that anybody does, because I feel like it requires such amazing timing, is his spinning big boot.
Yes.
Because it just like you have to make sure that you are connecting with that dude, because everyone usually like walks into frame to take it. Like you gotta like everything's gotta be perfectly done. And that's what he used on the finisher to get Eddy. He was working Eddy's shoulder, and that led to it. So you beat him clean. Like I have no doubt this is not a one and done. Eddy Thorpe will get a rematch. They might do a rubber match thing where Eddy actually, winds up getting a strong victory over him to like continue the thing. I think Dijak is under no illusions here. He is the guy. He is coming down to work with these dudes, let them actually go balls out and have great matches with him. He's going to win some, but he's probably going to lose most of the feuds, but the matches are all going to be great.
Yes, I agree. I thought this was a whole heck of a lot of fun. I thought they had great chemistry, and they both are like layer shitting kind of guys. So yeah. I appreciated that about this match. The in-ring was the in-ring I feel like is always pretty good on NXT, but tonight I felt like it was really, really good for matches like this and some of what we got later. And has been also getting picked up with things like Heritage Cup, etc. So very happy to see that. But this match was great. And to your point, that spinning finisher, that's one of those things that I feel like looks really simple, but is actually very difficult to accomplish. Yeah. But I really liked what we got out of this, and I hope it continues. Like I think it will. I don't know what reason they're going to create because it was a clean victory, but I like the two of them working together. They had a really, really nice match here, and I like Eddy Thorpe too. Like his striking ability is great. Like anytime he's laid in kicks, they look vicious. I like seeing it. So nice that he is translating, at least in ring wise, pretty well into NXT so far. Good stuff.
Yeah. So Lola Vice and Elektra Lopez apparently recorded something for their social medias, heckling Yulisa Leon and Valentina Feroz during their performance in the pre-show of Great American Bash, which is why this match happened. It was good. I thought it was decent. I thought all four women did a very good job, and Lola Vice laid in that spinning back heel kick like that was good.
This is what retired him for Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, she caught Yulisa Leon behind the ear with the heel of her boot and had some velocity to it. Like that looked great. That I don't know if she can replicate it, if she got lucky tonight. That was great. Like, make them all look like that. If you're gonna do a thing that another wrestler, even in another company, has made like the thing to look out for.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do it too, that's fine, but you got to do it really good. Probably never gonna be as good as that other person, but make it look really good. Tonight, that one looked great, and I mean, honestly, I like these two teams. I like that they are two sides of the coin, because you know how WWE is. We have one team of Latinas. We don't need two.
Of course.
So in NXT, you have the opportunity to have both teams of Latinas feud against each other, and let's settle it there. But honestly, don't break either team up, at least for 6 months. I'd be surprised if they last 6 weeks. But I want to see each of them grow and blossom as characters, as tag partners, as wrestlers. There's so much more room to grow for all four of these women. I say plant them in a nice shady spot and water them frequently and let these women grow.
I agree. I would find it hilarious if they started doing that after they took titles away. Like if they...
Yep. Be very funny.
It would be very them, truly. So maybe that will be the case. That spinning heel kick was great. It's also just awesome to see women laying moves like that. Like, we don't always get to see stuff like that. So very cool that they kind of, like her, Lyra Valkyria. I feel like the women of AEW, there's a lot of more hard-hitting stuff, and I like it. Like, it feels like a fight, and I don't know. It's nice to see women kicking ass and taking names.
Yes.
I like that style of wrestling for my gals. So very, very cool. And they did have really good chemistry, especially considering how like they have not been together that long, Lola Vice and Elektra. So this was really good to see and refreshing, and didn't feel all that contrived. It almost feels like, because the setup wasn't so dramatic, it didn't feel so cheesy in a way, but this was great. Like, this was a much better, from an in-ring perspective, episode of NXT, and even story-wise was a little stronger, but the swing and a miss, I'll never forgive them for.
No, should never.
No,
why would you? Yeah,
they deserve no grace around that.
This is as Cyclo says, NXT booking a women's tag division better than the main with no tag belts. So
yeah, of course.
Bang.
Of course. Now, I would also love to see Chelsea, and of anybody who can come into the world of NXT and crush it, Little Miss 1, 2, 3 basketball can definitely do some great work on the NXT roster.
Agreed. So yes, Tiffy's time tonight was
I did a TikTok. I did a makeup tutorial on my TikTok, and I put over Thea Hale big time.
You did a GRWM, which I did not understand what that was, because I am old. Nor
did I, because even though I'm her, I don't know what that means.
It's a get ready with me.
I knew that. I was testing you.
Did I pass?
Get ready with me.
which was fine, but the best part of all of this was she really put over Thea Hale
She did.
while insulting her, which is awesome. This is
That
exactly
is
what this is exactly what a heel's supposed to do. I had to have a match with a little girl with a lot of energy, but I'm not even gonna lie, she pushed me.
Well,
hard.
hold on. If you take this one impression from me, okay, this is all I got.
Oh no, yours is much better than mine.
She was a little girl with a lot of energy, but
Yeah.
she took me to the limit. My
there you go.
arm hurts so bad.
Yeah. But she says, I've moved past that now. And and I'm going to be here next week. Will I pick my next opponent? Will I have a tiffy-bration? Creative hasn't told me yet. So let's find out together next week.
Will I be on the main roster? Who's to say? Doodles.
Honestly, yeah.
We talk about how much she's improved in the ring, and she really, really has. That submission match was not great. I don't really fault either of the women involved in it, because we talked about it extensively on Sunday. Like, it's not something that they should have done, because the best part of that match was her moonsault, which is not a submission. But whilst we praise her in the ring, and we've also talked about the fact that she took this terrible character and has made it something that works, like, we should also be giving a lot of credit to that, because not everybody gets this aspect of what she's doing, and it's particularly important for heels, and she did such a great job, and she did it on a freaking TikTok. Like, this is not a wrestling environment. She did a really, really good job here, and it's just cool. We don't get to. This is Sour Graps, and the show is bad, so we don't get to do this a lot. But the rewarding parts of it are things like this, where you get to talk about how great certain talent is. And so I'm sure she'll be on a fake beach in no time, because let's just waste it and throw it at the.
I also want to say that I think it's a great way to start it here in NXT, but you can branch it out to certain characters throughout the company. TikTok is a perfect vessel for getting a promo out into the world, because it's heavily edited. It's a minute long. Like, you can do really fun stuff. Let the people who have like smarts and like a really good understanding of their character do like little skits where they play themselves and their opponent they're going to face on Sunday, and like do it back and forth with like a wig or whatever. Like, there's some really smart, funny people you have working for you that you never allow them to do whatever they want. But if they run their own TikTok and they can play the character on it, like, there's some fun stuff that can be had, and have one like this where you can put it on the screen, give it a minute on the show, let us show a side of the personality of the person. I think that's a really good idea.
Could you imagine if they let Maximum Male Models off the hook with that stuff? That would have been so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff they can do.
Also, this is not a super chat, but I do have to address it. How dare you, sir?
I mean, listen.
I have no Riz this week, which I've definitely known what that has meant for a very long time. I did not just discover this like 2 weeks ago, like I'm in my 50s. I have Riz all the time. I'm basically Rizzo from Greece.
Yeah.
I'm walking around with all this Riz, singing songs about how there's worse things I could do. Okay?
Yeah.
That's how much Riz I have.
Hold on. I dated a man named Riz once. It was short for Rizzo.
Oh my God.
Rizzo the Rat, they called him. But he wasn't actually a rat. He just looked like one. Also, he ate garbage. That's why I kicked him to the curb. But honestly, it's fine if you don't have the Riz. Every day I don't have the Riz in my life is a good day for me, because I know who that Riz was. I suppose the actual Riz that the kids say is not actually short for Rizzo the Rat, the guy I used to date who smelled like garbage. But any other ways, it was fine.
Did you used to date a Muppet?
No. He was named after Rizzo. His name was Rizzo.
Okay.
I don't know if it was his first or last name. We didn't date for very long. But everyone called him Rizzo the Rat because of the Muppet thing. I mean, it was the holiday season. Muppets Christmas Carol was in the theaters. So, everyone, hey, it's Rizzo the Rat. Ha, ha, ha. No, actually kind of looks like one. And also look at him eating garbage. We're breaking up. That was basically how that whole thing went. So.
Okay.
Anyway. Okay. So Edris Enofe off the hook on TikTok would be the most over guy on the roster, says Luis. I don't follow Edris Enofe on TikTok. Maybe I should.
I just it never ceases to crack me up whenever I hear Edris Enofe's name, that the Ceases for the longest time thought that was the name of the tag team, that it was like Idris and Ofe.
Ofe. Yes. That's very good.
Because we have people that watch the show that don't watch NXT. God love you.
That's good. Yes, Thea Hale lost the submission match when Mr. Chase threw the towel in. And backstage, he was like, "I'm sorry, I had to do it. I couldn't not. I mean, you were in there and you were obviously in so much pain. I had to try and save you from yourself." And I'm realizing now that my Andre Chase sounds a lot like Bill Clinton, but I think it's a very accurate impression.
I was going to say Blake Shelton, but it is like the timbre of his voice.
It
like,
is. That's
like
kind of that's not so bad. I've never tried that one before. But she's like, "I didn't give up. I promise. I didn't give up. I wasn't going to give. I never would have given up." So she's very upset. She's holding the towel like some weird reverse security blanket. And then Baron Corbin comes in fresh off of doing nothing at the pape. Like, yeah, you had a no contest. That's fun. And he's like, listen, you lost. It's fine. Get over it. But honestly, these guys, they threw in the towel. You lost, but you didn't give up. I say you should leave these guys behind. And then Andre Chase is like, "Hey, now you can't say that to my prize student. I'm gonna kick your ass. You're a piece of shit." They bleeped that, but I said you're a piece of shit, and we should have a match later. There you go. They do. And during the match, Thea does not want to be out there. She is using the body language of my 6-year-old daughter when we make her go to the store and no, you can't bring your Switch. Like that's basically what Thea Hale was doing. She's
losing her school spirit, Alex.
She doesn't want to be there. And so at the end of the match, near the end of the match, when Baron Corbin has Andre Chase in a single leg crab, by the way, not a great one. She throws the towel in, the same towel. She throws it in. And Baron Corbin catches it. The ref doesn't see it. But Baron Corbin throws it back outside of the ring. And I would think Baron Corbin would be like, "Sweet, I just won a match." I feel like he wouldn't like I thought when he caught it and threw it back out, I thought, "Oh, they're going to have Andre Chase somehow win this match." Because if you were going to have him lose the match anyway, having him lose the match because Thea Hale threw the towel in is a much better thing than Thea Hale trying to throw the towel in and messing it up. But anyway, she does. She messes it up, and then she storms back off to the back, and Duke Hudson stands there holding his trophy. Just holding his trophy. And
not quite as big as the Heritage Cup, but
no, it's not as big as. That's why. This is why this is the prop for the trophy, the MVP trophy, and the other thing is the Heritage Cup. But so then he took the end of days and he got pinned. But now looks like Thea Hale might decide she wants to go back to old Drew Gulak and Charlie Dempsey, learn from them. Maybe
It's
she's
true.
gonna get a little dark. Maybe she's gonna go to a bad place. Maybe she's gonna start to see red. Oh no, that's Dana Brooke. We'll talk about that in a bit.
Oh Lord Almighty. I also thought maybe this would be like a hey, this didn't happen when Duke Hudson was in charge thing. Like I feel like Dissension in Chase U could actually make a nice story. Like Duke Hudson never threw in the towel for me.
That's true.
Which I think could be fun. I know you don't like it, and I get why, but I'm a little bit more in on Chase U. And it's as dumb as the ending was for Tiffany and Thea Hale. It's a lot more dumb when they don't. Same with Trick. Like, at least they are doing something with it. Like, it's so much worse when they have nonsensical endings and then they go nowhere. At least it's carrying through in a wrestling sense. So that part of it is good. I am intrigued. Did they just abandon Gable Stevenson and Baron Corbin? And also, he still has an exploding pirate ship as his Titantron. And it's sticking around, and it makes no sense, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. What he's got burn on the leg of one of his tights. Does he have the ships on the other one and I just missed it? I don't know what burn the ships is. Is that a common phrase that I am unaware of? I know he said it on the podcast with Corey Graves, and he went into detail on that, but let's be honest, I'm never going to listen to that podcast.
Okay, I didn't listen to it either, but from my understanding, burn the ships is like just kind of that thing of letting go of anything that's a security blanket. Like the idea is like if you're making a choice and you burn the ships before, it means you can't go back. So I think that's what it is. But like they never really drew the line from Tiki Torches met myself, Baron Corbin, to actually burning the ships.
Also, I was listening. I did not hear Vic Joseph give a 15-second explanation that you just gave about burning the ships.
Nor did he.
Reference to him, like they just have it says burn the ships, Baron Corbin. Look at my pirate ship Titantron. Burn on one of my thighs. It's if your thighs are burning, kids, consult a physician. But like,
I mean,
I don't.
Or it's just the summer heat, you know.
I don't know. It's weird. It did not.
It does need explanation. It almost feels like there's supposed to be another vignette that we didn't get. Like he has the torches, but they never actually burn the ships.
Leave it to our resident scholar Jesse Ozog. Burning your ships boats means doing something that will make it impossible for yourself to turn back, especially if it is done willfully and without necessity. Great. Thank you.
Okay, but like awesome. How we got introduced to it was
how we got
a pirate ship on the
out of the blue. It looked like leftover graphics from WrestleMania 36. I was like, I was doing it. Did Baron Corbin get back into football? Did he sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? What's going on? But yeah, I don't know.
And I'm so mad that I know the explanation. Yeah. Like if it was just unrelated exploding pirate ship in your Titantron, I'm so in.
Yeah, I know.
So in.
That's true.
Dude went to meet a taller version of himself. Like, let's just make it chaotic.
Yeah. Luis alerting me to the fact that Emily posted in the chat Riz Holland, which is good.
And that's I wouldn't be like, oh, know who has the Riz?
Yeah.
Riz Holland. He's
so
the first guy that comes to mind.
Dana Brooke is sitting in some room with Kalani Jordan. She's not dressed as Catwoman. So that apparently was a 1 week thing.
She was a cat for 1 week.
Well, cat 1 week only. She did not burn the cat ships. She was allowed to go back, and now she's no longer. She's not Catwoman anymore.
So, wait, why does Baron Corbin want to kill Natalia?
I don't know. I don't know. Because it's the boat. He's burning the boats. He's like, yeah.
Okay, so
burn the boats.
And Natalia just comes and puts her in a sharpshooter. Oh, that would be awesome.
Anyway, she says, in that match with Cora Jade last week, I really went to a dark place. When I got that kendo stick and I started hitting Cora with it over and over and over again, I saw red. I don't know. Maybe we should stop doing gymnastics training and start trying to get serious. What you need to do, Kalani, is go out there next week and call out somebody, anybody, and prove to them that you've got what it takes. Pretty sure that was basically what she said and how she said it. I don't know. It was weird.
So I don't want to be mean.
I know.
But this is just so bad, and everything Dana Brooke has done since she's come back to NXT has been really bad. And feeling very disconnected from any iteration of who she might be. Like, this just feels so... It feels like what she was doing wasn't working, and they were like, well, what if we just make you hit people with a kendo stick then? Like, that's not good. And the other thing is, this has been working for Kalani Jordan. She won her matches.
Yeah.
So why would she change things just because you told her?
I think Orion Ben has a if they're gonna have Kalani come out and open challenge, anyone come out here and fight me, I think it should be Blair Davenport. She should beat the absolute dog piss out of Kalani Jordan.
100%.
And then Dana's got to like back up her friend, and then Blair Davenport beats the dog piss out of Dana Brooke. There you go.
That would be very fun. Do we think this is just more Cora Jade though?
No, because later they have a segment where last week
my God,
Cora Jade came into the locker room and says, "I can't believe I lasted Dana Brooke. I'm leaving. Have fun without me. You're good luck without me. You're gonna need it." And she leaves. I'm like, is Cora Jade being called up? And did she put over Dana Brooke on the way out? And why is that the dumbest thing that anyone's ever done? What?
I would say that she's probably leaving town to go to the beach with the Creeds.
Possibly, it could be. She's either going to Fiji or Hawaii. We're not sure.
Yeah, we're not sure which. This is not Dana Brooke's fault either. You just can't go to a dark place when your Midwest accent is that thick.
No, well, it's just
impossible. You sound too friendly. You sound like you should be the waitress at a diner.
Well, but she's not going to a dark place in it, like as a heel. Like, honestly, I thought heel Dana's work in NXT 6 years ago was the best stuff she ever did.
Probably,
where she would come out and she'd go, I'm sorry, playtime is over. She'd always have that was her catchphrase. And she'd always have the question mark after playtime. Because that was her little upspeak. Playtime is over. And she would do a little head pat. She would pat people on the head.
It's like a Fall Out Boy song where there's just unnecessary punctuation, weird places.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I
just feel like, why has everyone got to go to a dark place to be successful? Like, what?
I don't know.
Hey, you just be good at your job. Like, Roxanne had to dig deeper after her anxiety. Like, we'll talk about her biopic that was on this episode. What is going on?
So yes, as Luis says, noted CM Punk stan Cora Jade is hurt, old, tired, and works with effing children.
Does she have muffins?
She needed the muffins. The muffins would have been if she had somehow during this tirade she was leaving. I'm leaving and I'm taking my muffins with me. It'd be great. Yes, there was a Roxanne video. It was a full-on documentary about Roxanne's returning to Texas. It was heartwarming and sweet and
great for social media.
And I don't know why it's on the television, and I'm not sure where we're like it. Yeah, we'll see. I thought the match was really good at
yes,
at the Great American Bash.
Minus emerging from the crowd with forearms. Other than that, it was great.
Minus emerging from the crowd to get an advantage and immediately not getting the advantage. It was a really good match. Yeah, it's we'll see. Like the video package was nice. It just felt like it was. I thought the whole point of her feuding with Blair was to like turn over a new leaf and be the dark person that she needed to be. And this one was like, look at Roxanne. She's 7 years old. What? Look at it. Look at this little cherub. I can't believe she's come all the way back home to Texas. Like the tone of the video was the prior Roxanne, the one who didn't have to like deal with all the anxiety and then go to a dark place to beat Blair Davenport. So we're kind of like going back in time. I wonder, she what she should have done? Should have burned the ships. If she had burned the ships, she wouldn't be able to go back. So like honestly, I feel like Baron Corbin's got the right idea. Burning ships is mostly what we should be doing.
It is, and hers have been subjected to no arson at all. I will say she did at the end at least say, she kind of turned it back on its head in a good way, because she said, I know who I am now and what I won't put up with, which I thought was like, that's kind of a good button to all of that. I was just confused as to why we were getting a biopic in the middle of NXT, but she should be a face. She's not viable as a heel, but you're right. When Blair Davenport's really good at this, when she came in and was like, called her a little girl with a bow in her hair. And I said this on Sunday, so sorry for those of you who watch both, but like, I love when heels are menacing rather than yelling at you. Samoa Joe's the best at it. And Blair Davenport has that thing where almost just wasn't really taking her seriously, and she's just a bitch. She doesn't need to yell at you. She doesn't need to call you a bitch or tell you that you don't have the balls. Like she's just cold, and I love that. I don't know if Roxanne counteracted that enough to make it viable, but it was a great match. It was a really, really, really strong match. I liked it a lot.
So the Metaphor have the best entrance in NXT, maybe in all of WWE, maybe in all of wrestling.
The world, yeah.
Have we ever seen them do a full like entrance with all four of them doing it that way before, where like they're backlit by different colors and everything? Like that was awesome. That was so really cool. Really well done. I loved it. That was so cool.
Runner-up candidate and maybe equally as good, honestly. Have you seen Alex Coughlin's entrance in New Japan?
No.
It's so good. I have to send it to you after. If you're in the chat, you have to look it up. They have him behind like a scrim, and he's lit, and he does like the Gold's Gym logo pose, and he's like muscled and he's huge. But then you see him get down off the stair and just come out underneath it and walk out. So you see the massive, intimidating muscle figure, and then you just see him hop down. It's so good. But anyway. That's excellent. But I am very in on the Metaphor. That pre-show match on Sunday was fantastic. Or Mensah showed out in it. But yeah, this was great.
Yeah. This was fun and good until it wasn't, because tropes. Yes. So Wesley, you're not allowed to get angry at Carmelo Hayes for being in the way of a flipping backflip kick that you start while not looking where you're going. Like that was him like, hey, where were you? Well, where I was standing in the way of your no-look backflip kick. I didn't mean to be there, but maybe you should look before you backflip kick. And Wesley is very angry and the match is very good up until this point. Everybody's
really good. Yeah,
they're four very good, talented wrestlers. But after the end, which sees Wesley accidentally do his cardiac kick thing to Carmelo, which leads to Wesley being pinned. He's very furious with Carmelo for not saving the pin, breaking up the pinfall, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, where were you? Is like, he should say, why were you standing there? Might have been a better thing. Where were you? You know where he was. You kicked him in the head.
Yeah.
But unless he meant, why didn't you break up the pinfall? And the answer to that is because you kicked him in the head. So none of that really made a lot of sense to me. But I did like Carmelo being like, listen, I tagged with you tonight because those guys are a-holes, but I got other things I got to attend to. So you work all of this out, and Wesley is not going to be able to work anything out.
So some good and bad here. One, I thought the match was awesome. Like a really, really good stuff. Carmelo and Wesley had great chemistry. Hate that at the end, I was like, you can't get mad when you were the guy that screwed up twice. Like, you got pinned and you're the reason your partner was taken out.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to be mad, which I guess if he's turning heel is kind of justifiable-ish, but it just makes you look kind of dumb. Carmelo's response to it, I thought was really good, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just kind of was like, all right, kid. Like, just like with this very, I hear you, but I'm dismissing it anyway because you're just being a pissy little brat. I really, really appreciated how proportionate his response was to the situation, because in NXT it often is like, why would you do that? Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this was really nice. And I also like that it gave the metaphor a win. Like, they continue to be an advancing stable. I like wins and losses mattering. This feels like they're gaining some momentum here. Noam Dar's just like the greatest thing on this program. Like, he's just so fantastic at every aspect of this in this weird world that NXT is, especially. He's just great. And this stable is really working. Like, both of the gals are getting over, and Ora Mensa looked so good on Sunday, and I'm glad to see a stable with some variety in it where all of the things in it are working. Like, that doesn't happen a lot. It's usually like, you are Hispanic and therefore you are a stable. This is very, very different because there's diversity both from a heritage standpoint and from what they all bring to the table standpoint. And it actually feels pretty well balanced, and that makes me very happy. And having Noam Dar be the guy to be the glue for all of that, impossible to overestimate his value in that. Like, he is the linchpin that holds a lot of things together here.
Yeah, agreed. Hold on, I got one. Yeah, this is good. In the Mickey Mouse Funhouse of Black. Don't come inside. It's not fun inside.
I'm also just, because half the time when I think of House of Black, especially with you now, all I think about is Darby Allin, and I'm picturing him going into the Mickey Mouse Funhouse, being like Malachi Black.
Yeah. So now Tyler Bate, who's been absent without leave for several weeks, is in this build up to the Wesley and Mustafa Ali match that never actually happened. He says, I was on a retreat doing meditation. You're not actually carrying that around, are you? No, and he's just so wonderfully no, come on, mate. You're not actually doing that, are you? No, I'm disappointed in you. Like, he's just such a sweet dude. But he's like, well, tell you what, if you're actually the champion, like everybody here says you are, then you won't mind having a new challenger. So how about you and me next week for that thing? And I love that he points out his own name on the side of it. Like, remember that thing right there?
Remember?
And Noam obviously doesn't want to do that because Noam is Noam. But next week they have a match for the Heritage Cup, which honestly is one of the most favorite thing that NXT has done in a very long time, is that they're having a match for the Heritage Cup. Like, it's not actually the Heritage Cup because it's not actually the Heritage Cup, but I think that was very funny. Next week is a loaded episode.
It is. It's like encouraging.
Bate versus Noam is
under Heritage Cup rules. Like, let's go.
And Mustafa Ali versus Axiom is going to be great, with a little bit of like Mustafa getting a little bit angry and get some fire under him. That's going to be good. And the potential exists for Dragon Lee becoming the new North American champion, depending on what they want to do with Dom in Judgment Day on the main roster. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, we get to see Dragon Lee in action. This guy never gets to wrestle. So looking forward to that.
Okay, so I know you've also we're looking forward to this next segment, and it did not measure up to your expectations. The Schism interrogation of a bunch of dudes in masks and hoodies. So I want you to take me through your thoughts while watching this before the Titantron abomination, like the whole thing leading up to the final unmasking.
What happened in this segment? Why was Ikman Jiro in the segment? What the happened in this segment? So they know it's these two guys. They're aware,
right,
of the two guys that they have to unmask.
The thing of it is that Joe Jacy believes it is most likely them, but they must go through an actual objective interrogation process to prove it is them. Ava doesn't think it's them because they left. Because why would they not leave? They lost a loser leaves NXT match. She's just thinking logically. But the dyad is convinced it's them and are doing this whole thing just to prove that they're right.
So wouldn't you start with the guys that you think it is?
I know it's dumb.
They go through, so they start unmasking people.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them's Zeke Manjiro for some reason, who hasn't been on TV since how long?
Since June of last year, when he was squashed by Giovanni Vinci, and I don't believe he was on TV much for the first half of 2022. So if you started watching,
yeah, pretty much since Kushida got the hell out of there, yeah,
NXT 13 months ago, and have never missed an episode of NXT for 13 straight months, you would have no idea at all who the guy who unmasked and was wearing a jacket was. A very outlandish sport coat. You would have no idea.
Now I will say, because he's great, he was hysterical.
It was funny. Yeah.
Whew, he's a former IWGP champion. They also just, before we even get to the Titantron, there's just a
Feroz
guy.
started watching NXT last fall. Truly did not know who that was.
Well,
also, I have no idea how Ava Raine knew who that was.
Yeah, no, that makes
Ava Raine hasn't been on TV as long as he's been off of TV.
No, sir, not even close. Not even close. He was in an abomination of a tag team called Jacket Time, which was a double entendre where him and Kushida, again, another former IWGP champion, highly decorated, two of the best Japanese wrestlers in the world, they wore funny jackets and lost a lot and got chucked into things by Von Wagner. And then there's one guy who's just still there and still has a mask on before they even they went through and they unmasked like three of them.
Everybody, but the guy that they didn't, the last person they didn't unmask was, I believe, Quincy Elliott, who's black and obese, and they're like, well, it can't be you, get out of here. And I was like, well, why is that guy standing there to begin with? Why did you narrow it down to these 7 dudes? And one of them is a guy who you can disqualify just by looking at the color of the skin on his hands.
What on earth was that? And then they unmask the 2 guys and they just decide that they don't believe that's who it is because it's not the Creed brothers. But GYV was convinced it was the Creed brothers. And then the Creed brothers chime in from the fucking beach.
Hey guys up here. We're obviously in front of a green screen, but we bothered to put like white zinc paste on our nose and bring these beach chairs in front of the green screen. Hey guys, look, it's up here. Like we're definitely not there. We are definitely not in Orlando. We lost the loser leaves NXT match. So we went on vacation. Obviously you see us here on the beach. And then like slides that we also went to the pyramids of Egypt, and the pyramids of Egypt are behind them, and Easter Island, and Easter Island is there. But now we're sitting on the beach in Hawaii, Fiji, Hawaii. They try and say it at the same time and they don't know it. Wherever we are, we're definitely not in Orlando. Ha 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 ha. Oh, also, we're drinking drinks, so clink and sink. Nah, they drink their drinks. Ha 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 ha.
Julius Creed is probably the best in-ring talent that they've produced from a ground up produced.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they lost the loser leave town match, we thought they were getting called up to the roster. We talked extensively about how great that was because it was overdue then, and how he's a once in a generation talent, and how even if they kept them as a tag team instead, that would be a great call and all these opportunities for them on the main roster. And then not only did they not do that, they chose to do fucking this.
Yeah. I don't know.
What? And God bless them. The promo, not their greatest strength. Just not. Like,
no.
You don't even... What is gained from any of this? What is gained from them not being the ones to get unmasked? What is gained from them even sticking around? What the hell are these masks?
Julius Creed and Brutus Creed, like, staying under the masks until they are unmasked when they are outnumbered in the ring would make them very stupid. But I think you can do this with them in the arena, up in the little crow's nest, goes, "Hi guys, did you think we were that dumb that we'd sit there the whole time waiting for you to take the masks off?"
So the one positive of it is that it wasn't
right
the blatantly obvious, incredibly stupid thing, but instead they gave us this other incredibly stupid thing.
No. The green screen stuff was egregious. Like, that didn't need to happen at all. I don't know why that's a. Yeah.
How does someone honest to God think of it? Like, that's what I need to know. Is like, how do you look at Julius Creed and be like, that guy is the talent of the future, and think, you know what we should do?
We should have him lose an loser leaves NXT match, and then not have him honor it for, like, literally not have him honor it because they're sore losers. Like, it's just, all of this was dumb from the very beginning. It was dumb.
And, like, honestly, of anybody in this whole thing, I felt the worst for was Joe Gacy, because I was like, this is impossible, and he really tried with it too. Like,
he tried really hard.
He really tried with it.
He did.
But you have this creepy ass stable, and it's up against this beach Titantron thing that we know is a green screen, and they know is a green screen. Why are the Creeds setting up a fucking green screen?
And then going through the whole thing of, like, let's wear swim trunks and put, like, the zinc paste on our noses, and we'll, like, oil ourselves up so we got suntan lotion on, and we made these fruity drinks with umbrellas in them, and we're wearing funny hats. Like, why are we doing all of this?
I, like, in case you didn't know, the show was run by old white guys. All luchadors look the same, and this are a pretty good indicator.
Yep.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Anyway, so they say, well, now we got to find them. It's basically, where in the world is Brutus and Julius Creed? And they're going to set forth their global network of Schism followers to go all over the world. You never know who's part of Schism, so you're gonna come after that.
Me too, and in the H. I watched it.
So Joe Gacy says that go forth everywhere, all over the world, people who follow the Schism, and find the Creeds and bring them back here.
Joe Gacy, like, that poor guy.
Yeah.
Remember they had him cut, like, a promo on the grassy knoll with Harlan?
Yeah.
And now they're having him do this. Like, for the love of God.
By the way, also, I think honestly, the thing that doesn't there's no way to really describe how crazy.
Oh my God,
the
my
idea
internet is contagious.
It is.
Oh,
Am I here?
You're here. I'm
Oh,
here.
good. Okay,
We're
good.
here.
The idea of here we have like 7 dudes in hoodies and matching masks. You come forward and take off your mask and it's not him. You come forward and take off your mask and it's not them. You come forward and take off your mask and it's not them. And then one of them, you step forward and that guy turns around, takes off the hoodie, takes off the mask to reveal it's Ikemen Jiro, a guy who hasn't been on TV in over a year and no one's even mentioned in over a year, and have Ava Rain go, Jiro, get out of here. You're not supposed to be here. You just leave. And they think, oh, that's everyone knows the antics of Ikemen Jiro, that guy who's always where he's not supposed to be. You know, every week he surprises us with whatever where he's supposed. It's like Where's Waldo, but it's Where's Ikemen Jiro. You know,
Well,
that
if
game
all
we play every week.
luchadors look the same, this is basically just Akira Tozawa to them. So
yeah.
And also, for the love of God, all they've been telling us is 4 roots, 1 tree, 4 roots, 1 tree.
Yeah.
Now it's like, actually, we have a global network, and there's 8 other guys.
Right. Yeah.
I swear to God, if Tony D wasn't in the main event,
he's on Level Up. Level Up. The number of people who watch Level Up every week, I swear to God, it can be measured in dozens. Like it's not
Tom Cruise in a league of their own. Dozens of people are waiting to watch us play.
Oh boy. So yeah, they should probably tell us. But anyway, Ikemen Jiro is a former DDT Extreme champion. He was the deathmatch champion of DDT in Japan. So here's what we get instead. The guy that Tony D and Stax are going to call. People were like, "Oh my God, they're going to bring back 2 Dimes. He didn't actually die." Nope, he's wrestling on ROH this week, so no, it's not going to be him. But as soon as he said, we actually hear Tony D's side of the conversation of, "So listen, you coming? Good, that's great. And listen, you come, you do this for me, we square. Everything is all, like it's perfect. We're all even Stevens." And then. But he also says, listen, if there's anybody who knows about business, it's you. And I was like, it's Santos Escobar. The only guy who has that kind of history with, or it's a brand new character they have to invent a backstory for later. But the only guy who has that relationship with Tony D is Santos Escobar. And listen, that would be unheard of a year ago. But now they're bringing everybody from the main roster to NXT. So why not have it be Santos Escobar, who has a shot at the U.S. title in 2 weeks? Why not? Sounds good. And it is. It's him. They show him getting out of a limo wearing like little tasseled white loafers. And I was like, that seems like a Santos Escobar thing.
Sure does.
And then he comes to the ring. He comes to the ring with them and they have a match versus Gallus. And he does an awesome Hurricane Rana to Mark Coffey. And then they do their bada bing, bada boom, or bada boom, bada bing. It's one of the two. And they pin Mark Coffey and celebrate in the ring. And cool for Tony D'Angelo getting the main roster, the main event of his first night as champion. It's good.
I'll try to beat Joe Coffey.
Mm-hmm. That's very good.
Thank you. I have to do this for Gallus segments now.
Yes, you do.
Here's the thing, okay?
Yep.
You legally NXT cannot put what they put on before this with this back to back.
No,
I can't go along for that ride. It's too much.
Mm-hmm.
I hated what they did so much before this. And I loved what they did so much here. Right. I love Santos Escobar. I love that they equaled the story out. I thought that was a really fun touch. I thought the match was super fun. I thought Santos Escobar looked like, not only did he look great, because of course he did, he's a phenomenal wrestler, but like he looked like he was having a blast. I love that they chose to do this. I love that Gallus got to be a trio, because we were literally just talking about that on Sunday, that this guy doesn't get to do enough in the ring. And I love that Tony D got to be in the main event. Alex, our young boy is all grown up.
And Santos actually did did one of these
he
at
did
the end.
One of these.
Yeah, he did one of these. So that's nice. It was good. It was great.
You just can't. You can't put these on back to back. I cannot go from being boiling hot angry at what you're doing with Julius Creed to my heart exploding with joy for our young Tony D, all grown and mobbed up.
Also, so that's the in-ring main event. The main event segment actually was Dragunov with, now he's got red contacts forever because he's healing it up. And it says, "You are the only reason that I am not the NXT champion now. So you say you are not finished with me. Well, this is far from the end between you and I. And next week I will take you and I will murder you in the ring, and then I will bury you in a shallow grave in the mulch pit out back." Like he's very angry at Trick Williams. It should be good.
I believe him when he says he's going to murder someone, which is the chief difference between Impact and him.
Yes, I forgot about this as well. Both Luis and I forgot about this. Braun's promo was great, and it's gonna hurt me physically when he has to put over Von Wagner on the way out of NXT, because he's so much better than this guy. And I'm sorry, I don't automatically root for a guy to like wrestle to win wrestling matches if he had a really rough life when he was 4. I can't. Like, you got to do other things beyond that, and what Von Wagner has done none of it. But I do like Von Wagner goes like, "Hey man, I've been watching your story. But what you do with your kid? Heartwarming stuff." He's good. Braun is like, not just like he's improved at promos, he's a really good promo now.
Yeah, no. Like this is so much better as a heel.
He's very, very good at this. And he should squash Von Wagner next week and everyone else that he faces until they call him to the main roster, because he's great.
So I did see yesterday, even though I didn't watch Raw, I saw Shayna Baszler's promo where she was talking about Ronda Rousey's kid and was like, "I'm that kid's godmother, and she's never going to forgive me."
Oh, God.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
This tonight with Braun Breaker, not to the same extent, but when he was like, "You thought that scar on your head when you were a kid was bad."
Yeah.
Oh, man, you're not going to believe what I'm going to do to you. I was like, all right, we're getting some like good stuff in our promos the past 2 days. Did not know he had sarcastic dickhead in him, which was really fun. Like, heartwarming. Much, much better as a heel than as a face. And I thought it was a pretty good face, but like he's really, really settled in, and his spear is fantastic. And 2 more of you better send him puns, because we are
2 more puns to 69, and then we're cutting you off.
No more.
No, you're cut off.
2 more, no more, no less.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Here we go. Puns. Jake Neal, Mufasa Ali, Dave Berman, Proud and Powerpuff Girls, Jesse Ozog, Heathcliff Slater versus the Real Spinebusters. The Real Ghostbusters is a great show.
That's very good.
True Infamous says the Royal Amazing World of Rumble. Ronald Hollick says Pac-Man. Pac-Man. Louisville says Techno Teen Titans 2000. Tom LaValle says Shira Baszler. Orko. It's actually ORKO, but it's
okay. Very good.
He-Man Reigns. Orion Ben, Ricky Rainbow Bright. A Feeling Dreepy says Care Bear Bronson Popeye Pulowski. Wait.
We're at 70. Somebody needs to rescind a pun.
It's fine. It's fine. It's good. Care Bear Bronson Popeye Pulaski.
Very good.
Robert Lyle, Chris Masters of the Universe, Louisville, Cody Roadster Racers. Oh, that's good.
That's really good.
That's
The
good.
adversity on that was
That's
just...
good. True Infamous says Sonic the Hedgehog. That's great. Sonic the Hedgehog is excellent. Jake Neal. Thea. Real Monsters Hail.
Oh.
True Infamous says Sylvester the Cat Miller. That's excellent. That's excellent. Robert Lyle says Joshi and the Pussycats. Fantastic.
Joshi and the Pussycats.
Joshi the Pussycats is epic.
That's really good.
Patrick Short says Tegan Mutant Ninja Turtles. Louisville. Oh no, that is a jukebox. I'm gonna leave that there.
Oh my God, does that mean we're at 69?
Maybe. Jay Berman says Noam Garfield. True Infamous says we are at 69. We're at 69.
No more.
So okay.
Happy accidents.
That's good. True Infamous says Sonia Tasmanian Deville. Taz.
Oh, perfect.
I'm just gonna say that's from me. Taz. That's
excellent.
good. Ricardo says El Notorio. Ricardo El Notorio says Thunder Rosa Cats.
Thunder Rosa Cats.
True Infamous says Sesame Street Profits. Not exactly a cartoon, but I'll take it. True Infamous says Penelope Le Pew Ford. Penelope Le Pew Ford. Penelope. Ethan Smith says The Grim Adventures of Billy Gunn and Mandy Rose. Ronald Hollick says Heathcliff Compton. True Infamous says Amy Mandy Rose. True Infamous says Teen Titans. Teen Titans go. Go Teen Titans. Teen Titans go. Jambeard says The Genetic Freakazoid. Big Papa Pump. True Infamous says the Robert Flintstones. Flintstone Balor. That's from me. True Infamous 73 says Butch the Cat. Ronald Hollick says Adam Cole's Muppet Babies. I have a t-shirt that says that.
Yes, you do.
Chris Pereira says Miss Elizabeth Frizzle. Jake Neal says Dr. Mrs. the Monarcher of Infamy. Wow, that's good.
That's really good.
Jake Neal says Muscle Buster and Babs Bunny. Buster and Babs Bunny, no relation. There you go. Jesse Ozog says not a cartoon, but CM Punky Brewster. No, they did do a Punky Brewster cartoon. It was on TV. I remember watching it. True Infamous says Spike Dudley the Bulldog Choke. Ogre says the Paulowski Patrol. And Kitten Kate. True Infamous 73 says the Amazing Red Spider-Man.
Basically,
Ronald
same,
Hollick.
honestly.
Yeah, Ronald Hollick says Mobile Armed Strike Commander. I will also add from me
Commander.
Commander, but Cobra Commander. That's
nice.
from me. Feeling Dreepy says Ed, and Eddie Kingston.
Pana.
Ethan Smith says Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack Perry. Jake Neal says Scooby, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Robert Lyle, Eddie Kingston of the Hill. Jake Neal, Tricks are for Kids Williams. Ricardo El Notorio, Jem Ross, good old JR Jem Ross.
Well done.
Double American Dragon, GI Samoa Joe. Alpha Bill, Man in the MASK. Ronald Hollick, Gallus framed Roger Rabbit.
We did that on Know Your News.
Yeah,
Get the flick out of here.
Yeah, we did. Jambeard says Earthworm Jim Duggan. Jambeard, that's really good. Jambeard says Biker Taker from Mars. Jambeard says Real Monsters Among Men.
Very good.
Jambeard says Ernest the Samurai Pizza Cat and X-Men in the Mask.
Very good.
Meet Norma says Bugs Bunny and the Beyblade. Jay Swiss says King Arthur and the Knights of Sid Justice. Knocked Out Films gives us another one of Ed and Eddie Kingston. And Jambeard finishes us out with things that go bump in the LA night.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay.
I'm just never gonna do anything with that guy.
All right, here we go. All right. So, T Electric Mayhem for our jukebox starts now. Cody Rhodes, adversity here and there and everywhere. Feud with Brock Lesnar that's beyond compare, but they never told us why they're fighting. Okay. Mex Chewy says, "I know you are. What am I?"
Wait, I don't get it.
That's a Pee Wee Herman thing.
Oh,
We're doing Pee Wee's Big Adventure for in honor of Paul Rubin's passing. We're doing that this week for Get the Flick Out of Here. So that should be fun and sad, but fun. Here we go. Oh, jeez. Okay. Louisville says Tony D sings Queens, We Are the Champions. Absolutely, that's a thing that's going to happen.
yeah.
Wait, why is that not there? Okay.
We did have a hangover chat from Chris Brewer that says, "I stand the mutual respect mafia," which I like.
Oh, that is true.
That is
so true.
Very true. And a lot of
Here
fun.
we go. All right, here we go. Nope, I don't want to do that. Here we go. All right. I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. Bad mistakes, I made a few. But bad mistakes, I made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. And I mean to go on and on and on and on. Because we are the champions, my friends. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, because we are the champions of the world. Very good. Thank
Kind
you.
of cool.
Very good. Jambeard says, I'm late to the show, but Ludwig to sing the Narwhal song by Mr. Weeble. Okay.
They wobble.
Narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, 'cause they are so awesome. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty white. They beat a polar bear in a fight, just like the Ring General. Goontown.
I literally just asked you what was for dinner.
Narwhal. It's Narwhal. We're eating Narwhal. Jambeard says, Tony D to sing the Ultimate Muscle intro song. If you did not know, there are no more. None.
No more.
Do not send any more in.
We get yelled at.
We get yelled at now. Okay. All right.
We actually
so
just
this
get
is
asked to
Tony
wrap
D
it up in
singing
around 2 hours.
the Ultimate Muscle theme song. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Big bad boys from outer space. Ultimate Muscle, here to body slam the human race. Ultimate Muscle, wrestlers race to our defense with strength and speed and flatulence. Ultimate Muscle, heroes join the operations from different planets and different nations. There's an intergalactic federation to monitor the situation, catch each and every confrontation. Only broadcast on this station. Ultimate Muscle. All right. That's good. Okay, I got Ricky Rainbows in here, which I can't do until I can put
Ricky
on the
Rainbows.
Until I get on the there we go.
So you can get your egg roll.
So I gotta put on I gotta put on the wig to do those though. So here we go.
You mean
All
you
right.
have to invite someone else entirely into the room?
True, but not yet. But exactly. Okay, here we go. William Regal to sing Wrecking Ball. We clawed, we chained, our hearts in vain. We jumped, never asking why. We kissed, I fell under your spell. A love no one could deny. Don't you ever say I just walked away. I will always want you. I can't live a lie running for my life. I will always want you. I came in like a wrecking ball. I never hit so hard in love. All I wanted was to break your walls. All you ever did was wreck me. Yeah, you wreck me, man in the mask. I miss you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. You guys can send in all this stuff. Just send it in a half hour ago.
It's not that Sean doesn't want to take your money. It's like he just wants us to take it earlier.
Yes,
that's
the
all.
thing. Yeah, that's all it is. That's the deal. that's the deal.
We know, Jake. We know you're in good fun.
Orion Ben says for Jarograp's Jukebox, Tiffany does the bride's monologue to the child after killing Vivica Fox from Kill Bill. It's just one little quote here.
It's not my intention to do this in front of you, and for that, I am sorry. You can take my word from it. Your mother had it coming. When you grow up, if you're still raw about it, I'll be waiting. Toodles. Murder.
That to me in that movie always implied and promised a Kill Bill 3, where that little girl grows up and hunts down Uma Thurman, and I'm still waiting for it. Come on, Kill. Come on.
Well, now
Quentin. Let's get it done.
So,
I mean, when they get that all settled.
Yeah.
When they get it all settled. Okay, we got a duet here. You and me. Peaches and Herb. Regal and Tiffany doing reunited in the. How about you do the italics and I will do the not italics, and then we will sing the chorus together if we can. Here we go.
Okay.
I was a fool to ever leave your side. Me minus you was such a lonely ride. The breakup that we had has made me lonesome and sad. I realize I love you because I want you back. Hey, hey.
I spent the evening with the radio. Regret the moment I let you go. Our quarrel was such a way of learning so much. I now know that I love you because I need your touch. Hey, reunited and it feels so good.
And it feels so good. Reunited because we understood.
There's one perfect fit, and this one is it.
This one is it. We both are so excited.
We both are so excited. We're reunited.
Hey. Very good. Excellent. Okay. All right, that's done. Okay. Feeling Dreepy wants Giovanni to do the pipe bomb. Obviously can't do the whole thing, but we'll see how far we get.
Yeah, because you're a quitter.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Johnny Cena, while you lay there, hopefully as uncomfortable as you possibly can be, I want you to listen to me. I want you to digest this because before I leave in 3 weeks with your WWE Championship, I have a lot of things I want to get off of my chest. I don't hate you, John. I don't even dislike you. I do like you. I like you a hell of a lot more than I like most people in the back. I hate this idea that you're the best because you're not. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. There's one thing you're better at than I am, and that's kissing Vince McMahon's ass. You're as good as kissing ass as Hogan was. I don't know if you're good as Dwayne, though. He's a pretty good ass kisser. He always was, and always still is. Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall. I'm the best wrestler in the world. I've been the best ever since the day one when I walk into this company, and I've been vilified in the sense of that day. Because Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. You don't know who else was a Paul Heyman guy? Brock Lesnar. He's split just like I'm a splitting. But the biggest difference between me and the Brock is I'm going to leave with the WWE Championship. I've grabbed so many of Vince McMahon's brass rings that it's finally dawned on me that they're just that. They're completely imaginary. The only thing that's a real is in me, and the fact that the day in and the day out for almost 60 years, I have proved to everybody in the world that I am the best on this microphone, in that ring, even on the commentary. Nobody can touch me. Giovanni Vinci. Thank you.
That always makes me sentimental because that was the first thing I ever did at Fightful.
It's true. It's true. Now, Ricardo wants Ludwig to do the Great Bomb. Let's see if I can find this transcript here and do parts of it. Okay, here we go. If you fancy yourself a journalist, even if it's for the silly world of professional wrestling, and if you have journalist integrity, people who report things mostly that are bullshit and slanderous lies against myself. If you are friends with somebody, you blew my spot. If you're not friends with him, I apologize. Skipping ahead. The fact that I have to sit up here because we have irresponsible people who call themselves EPPs and couldn't fucking manage a target, and they spread lies and bullshit and put into a medium that I got somebody fired when I have fuck all to do with him, want nothing to do with him, do not care where he works, where he doesn't work, where he eats, where he sleeps. The fact that I have to get up here and do this in 2022 is fucking embarrassing. I'm old and I'm tired. I work for fucking children. I love muffins.
Crushed it.
Wow. Stevie Turner quoted a tweet, a pic of Cora leaving NXT with a women's roster with the caption, "Recruiting the new Nexus. Just realized she was back on TV since ages." What? When? When was Stevie Turner back on TV? I don't remember any of that.
Were her fingerless gloves back on TV?
Oh. Jukebox for Ricky Rainbow singing Girls and Boys by Blur.
From where you may or may not be from, Ricky.
Right, exactly. Streets like a jungle, so call the police. Following the herd down to Greece on holiday. Love in the 90s is paranoid. On sunny beaches, take your chances. Looking for girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. Girls who are boys, who like boys to be girls, who do boys like their girls, who do girls like their boys. Always should be someone you really love. And might I add, mysteries who are enigmas, who do egg rolls like their tortillas, should always be someone you really love. Thank you.
I agree. That's very sweet, Ricky. You're really a man of the people, or an enigma of the people.
Lieutenant Photo says Ricky Rainbow sings Taylor Swift's August.
If the Seas girls are not in the chat, I will clip this and send it to them. I see everybody's concern. I will make sure they see it.
Here we go. Salt air and the rust on your door. I never needed anything more. Whispers of "Are you sure?" Never have I ever before. But I can see us lost in the memory. August slipped away into a moment in time, 'cause it was never mine. And I can see us twisted in bed sheets. August slipped away like a bottle of wine, 'cause you were never mine. You're back beneath the sun, wishing I could write my name on it. Will you call when you're back at school? I remember thinking I had you. But I can see us lost in the memory. August slipped away into a moment in time, 'cause it was never mine. And I can see us twisted in bed sheets. August slipped away like a bottle of wine, 'cause you were never mine. Back when we were still changing for the better, One thing was enough for me. It was enough to live for the hope of it all. Cancel plans just in case you'd call and say, meet me behind the mall. So much for summer love and saying us, 'cause you weren't mine to lose. You weren't mine to lose, no. But I can see us lost in the memory. August slipped away into a moment in time, 'cause it was never mine. And I can see us twisted in bed sheets. August slipped away like a bottle of wine, 'cause you were never mine. That's a sad song. It's a very
Does it
sad
make you?
song.
I'm sorry that it made you sad, Ricky.
I mean, it's a very sad song. So
It is a sad song.
as far as I know, it's about how you run out of wine, and that's a very sad time for
That
me
is
when
a
I run out of wine.
yeah. That's a bad
I
day for
mean,
Ricky
this
Rainbow.
is I it's August 1st, and I'm already out of my allotment of August wine.
Yeah, that's a rough one. That's a rough
Yeah.
day.
All right. Well, there we are. So
Are you?
thank you, loves. It's me, Ricky Rainbow, here singing, reciting your Taylor Swift lyrics. But we're going to get in under the wire under 2 hours. So this is it. Hello, Ali. Hello. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I will we'll we'll do this again next week, I think. What do you think, Kate?
I
What?
think so. Hopefully, we'll have main event Tony D'Angelo again, so that we can say keep cool, Gabagools.
We'll probably have main event Dominic Mysterio. Let's be honest.
That is a mystery that I don't want.
No,
I don't care what it's wrapped in.
Regardless of what it's wrapped in, it's wrapped in like do you ever like if you know like in a parade where the horses they do a shite on the road and then
Yeah.
somebody drives over it and it becomes like a tortilla of shite. That's what Dominic Mysterio is wrapped in. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you all next week. I believe that at the end we're supposed to say something. So you say yours and then I will say mine.
Oh, okay. I'll say toodles.
And I will say keep cool, gabagools.
Everything sucks.